All right, it's your boy Part T, word to the culture, and I'm going to get into this Colin Kaepernick workout. It seemed like the whole Kaepernick thing, it kind of died down for a while, and it seemed like we got back to playing football. Then the NFL comes out this past Tuesday. I'm recording this a few hours after the workout is over. NFL comes out this past Tuesday, and the word is put out that Colin Kaepernick there's going to be a workout held this coming Saturday, November 16th, for Colin Kaepernick, an NFL workout. So we go through the week and we get reports on who's going to show up, who's not going to show up. So reportedly, as of today, there were supposed to be about 24 to 25 teams that were going to show up for the workout. And it seems like about a third of those actually showed up. I'm seeing different reports, but it looks like about 8 out of the 24 to 25 that said they would show up or confirmed actually showed up. So about a third of the teams that said they would show up showed up. There was a little bit of a hitch, I guess almost at the last minute. Kaepernick and his team, they decided to change venues for the event, largely due in part to the NFL, one, not allowing any media to be a part of the workout, and two, they were not going to allow Colin Kaepernick and his team to also film the workout alongside the NFL. So, can't say I blame them. I'm talking about Kaepernick. I'm pretty sure they didn't trust the NFL in doing so. And then also there was another issue with a liability waiver. Now there's a liability waiver that is usually signed by the college kids coming into the league, during their pro day workouts. They had a revamped one for Kaepernick, allegedly, that was, I guess, a little more, or maybe a lot more, I guess, intense, or it just required a lot more that they were asking him to sign off on. No guarantees, anything like that, as far as being signed, and just a whole bunch of different parameters they were putting on his workout that they don't usually do with these type of NFL pro days. So, as expected, with something like that, him and his team, they balked on that. They said, no, we're going to hold it somewhere else. So now the workout was initially supposed to be held at the Atlanta Falcons facility in Atlanta. So they actually found a high school in Riverdale, Georgia, Charles Drew High School in Riverdale, Georgia, and that's where the workout was held. Okay, now let's just go back and look at this. So Tuesday to Saturday, that's about, let's say, roughly about 4 days. Now we know we've been hearing he's been working out and he's in shape, and I'm actually watching it right now on YouTube. I mean, this is the taped version of it, not live. Obviously, it's been over for a few hours now, but he looks like he's in pretty good shape. He looks like he still has some zip on the ball. It's like he can still get it out there and still has that arm, can get it down the field. He can definitely do that. Now, yeah, he's throwing against air. There's no defenders, but I mean, when are there defenders at a pro day? This is what a pro day is. It's just a workout. You're just watching to see what they look like, what the guy looks like. He's been out of the game for 3 years. Who knows what he'll look like if he actually gets signed to a team? Who knows? Personally, I don't think he's going to be signed. Just to be very honest, I was talking with a buddy of mine when the news first came out on Tuesday that this workout was going to happen, and my boy, he called it off the bat. He's like, "This is just more shenanigans. This is just more shenanigans. It's a dog and pony show. He's probably not going to be signed by anyone. This is just to say, well, partly just to say, yeah, we gave him a shot." And because of that, I think that's a big reason why Cap and crew, his team, decided to have it held elsewhere off of NFL property to where they could film and they could take control of the narrative. They can take control of the narrative. Now, some people have an issue with him wanting to take control of the narrative. People like Stephen A. Smith. He went on a rant after the workout. He hopped on Twitter, hopped his butt on Twitter, got his big forehead right in the camera, right in his camera phone or his computer, whatever he uses, and went off on Kaepernick. He said he doesn't really want to play. He'd rather be a martyr. He doesn't really want to play. He wants to control the narrative. Stephen A., wouldn't you like to control the narrative? All the times you've been in trouble with your current employer, wouldn't you like to have been able to control the narrative? It only makes sense. Why wouldn't he want to control the narrative? Him and his team. Why not? I wouldn't trust the NFL to put the whole tape out either, or even at the least send the whole workout to NFL teams after it's done. Only 8 teams showed up. I wouldn't have trusted them to put the whole story out. We've seen it before with the NFL. They're going to play the narrative that suits them best, which we all do. We're human. No one is going to try to put the opposing side in the best light. It doesn't work like that. It just doesn't work like that. Kaepernick walked onto the field, and I didn't even notice this because I only saw a clip earlier when it was actually live of the workout. I was like, okay, I'll go back and watch it later. Watch most of it later, just to see how he looks. But he walked out in a Kunta Kinte shirt for the workout. Walked out with a Kunta Kinte shirt on, or sweater, whatever he was wearing over what he was going to work out in. Hoodie, I think it was. Walked out with Kunta Kinte across his chest. You know they ain't like that. You know the NFL don't like that. You know it. Now some of y'all gonna say, "Oh, he's comparing himself to a slave now. He's a millionaire slave." Hey, take it how you want to take it. You don't have to like it because here's the thing: the people that already, it's been we're 3 years into this, over 3 years into this. Okay, he hasn't played in 3 years. I should say he hasn't played in 3 years. Whatever side of the fence you're on, that's probably the side you were on when it first happened. Not much is probably going to change your mind at this point. You believe what you want to believe. For right or wrong, there's a lot of right and wrong really on both sides here. Okay, there's a lot on both sides of this. There really is. No one is completely clean. Just in my opinion, in this one. So he comes out, gets ready for the workout. So and then a lot of people were talking about the last minute change of the venue. He could have stayed. He could have stayed and held it at the Falcons facility. And a part of this, I think, what a lot of people are trying to do, as far as in the media, is to make it seem like more teams would have shown up, if not for the venue change. I just don't think that's true. I think the teams that showed up were the teams that were going to show up regardless. Okay, because the high school where they held this at, supposedly this was held. It was held closer to the airport where teams could fly in, scouts could fly in and fly out. Let's just go back to the whole fact that they held this workout on a Saturday on 4 days' notice in the middle of the NFL season, and we're starting to get to the point. We're in mid-November now. We're getting to to that playoff push. Okay, you still got quite a few teams in the mix, especially in the NFC. But you're at the point in the season where not too many teams are trying to send even scouts out. Okay, even sending scouts out at this point of the season to watch a workout for a guy who most of these owners don't want to sign anyway. They don't want to sign him anyway. Besides the fact of him first sitting and then kneeling for the anthem, that's kind of beyond. You feel how you feel about that. I'm not here to change you or anybody else's mind. You're gonna feel how you feel about that. But the ones who were gonna sign him, or even think about signing him, are the ones that showed up. Okay, the venue that they switched it to is supposed to be way closer to any airport than the Falcons' actual facility. Supposedly, that's what we're hearing. We're hearing so many different things from different sides. Let me get back to Stephen A. Smith real quick, who talked about Colin and his people wanting to control the narrative. So he put that out, and then Eric Reed, who he, if he was not the first, he was one of the first to actually stand or kneel with Colin back in San Francisco. So I mean, they go back to, I mean, obviously even before that they were teammates. So, but they go back a few years now, and he's been riding with him the whole time now. He hopped on and basically called out Stephen A. for buck dancing. He called it tap dancing, but and he put a little clip, a meme up of Daffy Duck tap dancing. Stephen A. Smith went back at him. You know, they had their little words on Twitter, their little Twitter battles. But again, who doesn't want to control the narrative when it involves them? Doesn't matter what it's about. Who doesn't want to control the narrative? Stephen A. Smith is it's just amazing at things he says sometimes. Hey, he's entitled to his opinion. I get it. I don't agree with it, but I get it. I get it. And then another one. So the workout started about 5 p.m. Eastern time. Right around 5:06 Eastern time, Pro Football Talk, which is a NBC sports show. It's a they have a show, they have a podcast, they have a few things now going on. But you know, NBC is one of the main partners of the NFL. So they're both in each other's pockets. They work together. They put out a tweet. And again, this was posted, I think, at 5:06 p.m. Eastern time, saying that the NFL is, in quotes, disappointed Colin Kaepernick did not appear, quotes again, the NFL is disappointed Colin Kaepernick did not appear. Not going on to say that he did not appear at the venue that was originally scheduled for him to have his pro day or his workout. No, they just said Colin Kaepernick did not appear, and they're disappointed. This is Pro Football Talk, NBC Sports, that put this out on their Twitter, 5:06 p.m. Well, he did appear. He just didn't appear where you initially wanted him to appear, where you could control the narrative. And see, here's the propaganda and the shenanigans again of the NFL. Now, the people that are just following them and are on their side, on the NFL side in this whole matter, and hate what Colin Kaepernick did, I applauded what he did. I loved it. Loved every minute of it. But the people who are on the side of the NFL and the propaganda, all these other shenanigans and everything else that was said about what he did, they're going to take this and run with it. Oh, he didn't show up. He didn't show up. Well, there's video of him doing the workout. He just didn't show up where they wanted him to show up. Therefore, they couldn't control the narrative. The NFL doesn't want that. They want to control everything. They want to control everything. They didn't get to this time, though. They did not let them control the narrative for this one. And I applaud them. I really do. I applaud that. I really do. I just want to make this one quick. I'm not going to keep it too long. But just to kind of, I guess, wrap this up. Personally, I don't think Cap is going to be signed. I don't. I don't think he's going to be signed. I just don't. Saw a post from Jamel Hill, and where she put, it was a few tweets, but I mean the gist of her comments was she hopes she's wrong, but she doesn't think he's going to be signed either. She doesn't think he's going to be signed either, and I have to agree with that. This was more of a let's throw him out there. We gave him a shot. Let's say we gave him a shot. They can't say we didn't give him a chance. And we haven't given him other chances. Legit chances. Again, I don't think he's going to be signed. I don't. I think there's many reasons to why he won't be signed. I just don't think that he'll be signed. Just the whole timing of all of this, how it came out of nowhere. I mean, Kaepernick's people were contacted on Tuesday about it. You just have to think, how long had this been in play? And allegedly, Jay-Z had quite a bit to do with this, because if you remember, when he first got in bed with the NFL some months back, earlier this year, and he took all that backlash, the first company that they teamed up with his partnership, the NFL, the first company they teamed up with, footage surfaced of the person that ran this organization. Footage surfaced of her with little black boys cutting their hair off, cutting their locks off. But at the same time, this is how we're teaming up to, I guess, help the community as far as Jay-Z and the NFL to give back to the community. But the first organization that you team up with, this lady that ran the lady that ran this organization, she's on camera and was very proud of it. Sitting little black boys down in the chair, cutting their dreadlocks off and holding them up to show the world, to show whoever was there in the room at that time. This is who you team up with to help the black community. That's what you do. So again, Jay-Z took a lot of backlash for that, and for just teaming up with the NFL in general, when at the Super Bowl, he was telling every artist that would listen, don't go to the Super Bowl. Don't support it. And then less than 6 months later, he jumps in. He does his thing, I'm not telling him that he has to be, I can't tell another man that they have to be with Kaepernick and what he did, whether they black, white, red, blue, purple, green, whatever. It doesn't matter. I can't tell him that. Okay? But this, it's been alleged and it's been said that Jay-Z was a driving force, one of the major driving forces behind this workout, because he needs to, it would help his image. If Kaepernick is signed somehow by one team, all it takes is one team. There's 32. It takes one. 8 showed up. The odds are less, obviously, because not all teams showed up, but it could happen. And if it does happen, guaranteed, you're going to hear Jay-Z's name mentioned, having something to do with this. All right. Now let's see if, this doesn't work out. If he's not signed, let's see if Jay-Z's name is even mentioned, having anything to do with this workout being set up. I mean, hey, let's see. Let's just wait and find out. I mean, it's just one of those things where, life is a game. Okay. Life is a game, and you either play the game or you don't. Today, Kaepernick and his team, they played the game. Now, they didn't play it the way the NFL wanted them to play, but they played the game. They just played it in a different manner, and they played it in a way that it would benefit them. Because now they can put the story out. They have the video footage, all of it. They have all of it. Everyone has it. It's on YouTube. So you can go on for yourself and look. Guaranteed the NFL has it now. They're probably going to do something, if they want, make a package out of it, send it out, or they won't. And I'm guessing they probably won't. They're not going to touch it because they didn't film it. They didn't film it. And even more so to the point of this workout being held, they're trying to avoid another lawsuit from Kaepernick, on Kaepernick's side, him and his team. They're trying to avoid another lawsuit. The whole collusion thing. So that they're avoiding another lawsuit. Let's give them a shot. There's so much to this story Yes, it had quieted down for a while. We got back to playing football. That's fine. Okay, that's fine. That's all fine and well, all fine and dandy. But there's so much more to what you see and what you read. Okay, there's just so much more to it. This thing goes pretty deep. All right, it goes pretty deep. It does. But let's see. I mean, today's Saturday. If he's not signed by next Saturday, he's not going to be signed. I say even less than that. If he's not signed by midweek, you got Monday, you got Sunday, slate of games. Monday, got a game. I don't think if he's not signed by Wednesday, I don't think anyone's going to sign him because he's not a college player. You can't go back and look at, oh, he just played in college ball a couple months ago. No, he hasn't played for 3 years. And the teams that didn't want to sign him, probably the owners, I'll say, the team owners that didn't want to sign him to begin with after all this, they're not going to sign him now. Their minds haven't changed, okay? They don't like what he did. Even if deep down they know he's probably better than their backup and the other 3 guys they got on their practice squad. Even if deep down they know he's better than any of them, maybe even better than their starter or equal, doesn't matter. They're not going to sign him. All right, they're not going to sign him. Hey, I'll be honest. They're within their right to do that. They don't have to sign him. They do not have to sign him. If you own the team, no one can make you sign. Now, I know some people say, well, Roger Goodell works for them. They're together. They're his employee. I mean, he's their employee. Roger Goodell is the NFL owner's employee. He works for them. He's the commissioner over the league. The players, the staff, over the league, okay? All 32 teams, all 53 players that are on the roster every week, practice squad guys, whatever. He's over the teams, the players, the guys that get on the field. He's not over the owners. Okay? He's not over the owners. He's an employee of the owners. All right? So just keep that in mind. No one can make anybody, any team sign him. It's up to the owners. They sign players. Doesn't matter how bad the coach wants a guy. If the owner does not sign off, and we've seen how divisive this whole situation is, we've seen a lot of people's true colors come out, all right? And I'm talking even right down to, might be your neighbor, might be one of your best friends. But we've seen people's true colors come out with this whole topic, all right? We've seen it. So you can't Roger Goodell, the commissioner of the NFL, cannot make any owner of an NFL team sign Colin Kaepernick. Doesn't work like that. All right. Now, there may be something going on behind the scenes, and I'm sure there is. There could be someone that they're talking to, okay, one of these owners, to bring him in. But even if he's signed to a team, I mean, is that enough for some people? What if he doesn't play? What if he just sits the bench? Because you can't guarantee that he plays, especially if a team already has a starter, unless that starter is just horrible. Now, there's probably a couple starters in the league that he could do just as good as, or just as bad, however you want to put it. There's probably a couple. All right? Maybe it's one of the teams that's out of it. Maybe they take a chance to see, all right, what the hell, what do we have to lose? Again, I don't see it happening. I mean, he upset a lot of people. I mean, not only, and it's it's about more than just the kneeling or not standing for the anthem. I mean, he messed up business. All right? He messed up money and business for these NFL teams and owners. These billionaires. At this point, if you're an owner of an NFL team, We're not talking millionaire worth. We're talking you're a legit bona fide billionaire. If you own an NFL team in 2019, all right? No more millionaires, a billionaire. Only way you can own an NFL team now, all right? You're a billionaire. When you mess up their money the way he did, and he affected it. He affected their money. You can believe that or not believe that. Go look up the statistics. Go look up the data. Look up ratings. He messed up money. All right. Okay. So that more than anything is going to be unforgivable by the majority of these owners. It just is. It will be unforgivable. I mean, I'll be honest. It would have been interesting to see, say this happens 10 years ago. You know, maybe instead of, was I guess 2016 or whatever, 2015, 2016, maybe 05, 06. And Raiders owner Al Davis is alive. And he signs Kaepernick, or attempts to sign Kaepernick after all this happens. You know, maybe after one season of him doing it, and after he left the Niners, he signs him. So the NFL already had it in for years for Al Davis because he sued him and he beat him. They've never been a fan of Al Davis. I know some of y'all think people are conspiracy theorists, but I mean, that's public knowledge, public record. He sued the NFL and won. They've never liked Al Davis. They never liked Al Davis till the day he died. Never. Okay, so that would have been interesting to see if Al Davis went there. Because I'm not a Raider fan, but I think he would have signed him, even if it was just to throw it in the league's face. Even if it was just that. So yeah, we'll keep up with this. See what happens. But again, like I said, if a week passes and he's not signed, he's not going to be signed. It's got to happen. It's got to happen now, within the next few days, really. It's your boy Party. Word to the culture. Find me on Twitter and IG at your boy Party. I'm gonna get at you. Oh yes, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Also give us a thumbs up if you liked the video, or even a thumbs down if you didn't. And also let us know in the comments as well. And don't forget to share us with a friend, family member, or hey, even a stranger on the street will do. I'll catch you in the next video.